Here in San Diego, we're lucky enough to have the CBX Cross Border Xpress. It's a quick way to get into Mexico and then make any flight within Mexico a domestic flight. I always get a lot of questions about how it works, so I'm gonna show you. So on the outside here, looks just like a regular airport drop-off. And you walk in, it looks just like a regular airport lobby. To enter through here, you need your visa, you need your passport, you also need your boarding pass and the CBX ticket. You come over here to these booths, swipe your passport, and you can easily get your visa. You can go over here to one of these people to get your ticket or use one of these stations. You can also buy your CBX ticket here, but you can buy it online as well so you're prepared when you get here. One trick I learned about the CBX boarding pass is that it's better to buy it here or to buy it online, because for some reason when you buy it with your ticket, it never seems to work. They told me before that the airline has a hard time linking it. So when you're buying your ticket on the flight, make sure you say Tijuana to wherever you want to go, and you don't pick CBX or San Diego or whatever it says, indicating that you're actually going to be buying the CBX pass with your flight. Better to buy it separate. One thing about traveling in different places, especially in Mexico, you never know what's going to happen. So this time they told us for the first time ever we don't need a visa because we're here for less than a week. And now when we're going to go to Colombia in a couple weeks, we were asking if we need a visa to transit since we'll be here more than 10 days. And they didn't really have an answer for us and weren't sure. They said that we need a special permit. I guess we'll find out when that happens, but just be adaptable, just do what they tell you and get through there. If you try to reason it or make arguments, it's just not going to solve anything. So you learn something new every day. This is the first time I've ever seen this sign. And I just asked, and apparently we don't need a visa anymore if we're going to stay less than a week. Then you just walk down this long hallway. Then we get to immigration. If you're staying more than a week, you have to go to one of these stands in back of me and pay for the visa. The good thing is the visa is good for 6 months, which means if you're walking into Tijuana, like I did in one of my other videos, you can show that visa and you don't have to wait in the line. Now we get to the main lobby. You go over to one of these stations, get your bag tags and go up and drop off your bag. And now I'm just in the normal airport part. It took 39 minutes start to finish, but that was with taking videos, photos, and asking a lot of questions about the visas in 2 different places. Probably could have made it through in about 25, 30 minutes, but you never want to bank on that. There was no lines at all today, so you can imagine if there was any lines for immigration, checking in, security, things could have taken a lot longer. When you land, you come right here and go to the normal baggage claim before going to CBX. You come into the regular place for collecting your luggage. Here's the regular exit to Mexico. And then over here in the corner is the exit to CBX. So you just get your luggage off the rack and go through it and follow the signs for CBX at the end of the hall. Just like I said at the beginning on the way here, you always have to be adaptable. We just went through a new process. They made us show our passport along with our ticket and our CBX pass. So always something different. Just do what they say and get on through. So as you walk across this bridge, you walk from Mexico to the US and then have official immigration right up here. Again, talking about being adaptable, for the first time ever, they gave us this yellow card and I didn't really know what it was. They just gave it to us because we were US citizens. And then when we got up to go through immigration, they asked if we were Century or Global Entry and we said yes. And she said, okay, give me the card. And I gave it to her and I asked, what was the point of the card? And she said, so I know which line you're in. And I said, I couldn't have just told you. And she said, no, you need the yellow card, but I could have just told the first woman anything. So again, things just don't always seem to make sense. You just have to bite your tongue and go with the flow. And just like that, we are back in San Diego. Right back to where we started a few days ago. So since I've filmed the main video, this is another time I've come through the CBX, and it's still true you don't need a visa if you're here less than 7 days. and it's still true that you need to be flexible. Last time they made me show on my phone my ticket to return to prove I was gonna be there less than 7 days. This time I got out my phone to show her, and she was very unhappy that I had my phone out and not so nicely told me to put it away. So just do exactly what they say and be flexible. Finally, I just crossed the border and got the answers to the visa situation. So you cannot buy technically a 6-month visa that's good for in and out privileges. That's why they're always so confused at CBX, because if you get a visa for more than a week, it's a one-time in and out. However, the guy here at the border told me that because of that, he knows there's a lot of people that come every day. So here at the border, they allow you to use that 6-month visa for in and out privileges, even though it's technically only supposed to be for one time. So that's what the confusion is about. So if you want the 6-month visa, you have to come here to San Ysidro, and then they'll allow you to make multiple crossings with it.